Hello and welcome to episode number 56 of No Whining. We are in our 10th wine list. This is our second episode in, our second set of wines before we get there. I just wanted to tell you that it is fascinating living here in Colorado. Yesterday it was like 68 degrees, sunny, beautiful, nice and warm, sunshine everywhere. And today it dumped like 6 inches of snow on us. So anyway, that's a little bit of fun to start things off with. Let's get into our first wine. This is a 2023 Pratsch Rotenpüllen Grüner Veltliner. This is around $25 and this is coming from the Weinviertel within Niederösterreich, which means lower Austria, which is perplexingly located in the furthest possible northeast corner of the country. Weinviertel DAC wines must be made from 100% Grüner grapes. Now, we tasted a Loimer Lois Grüner Veltliner back in episode number 14, if you want to check that out. But Grüner is a variety native to Austria. And something I want to show you here, this cap that you'll notice, okay? The red and white bottle top mirrors the Austrian nation's flag, and it signifies wines that meet the qualification for Qualitätswein, which means quality wine. Here's some information from their fantastic tech sheet. For centuries, the Weinviertel in Lower Austria has been the region that delivers its wines to Vienna as it borders the city. Due to the rolling hills of the region, the vines are grown on the tops of the hills to have better aeration and better drained soil. The Rotenpüllen vineyard is made up of alluvial soils created from the last glacial period, covering this region of Austria. The composition is mainly gravel, stone, and pebble on the tops of the hills and loam and silt at the bottom. These glacial deposits provide an ideal setting for viticulture. Training system: double guillot, ideal for the region of Weinviertel with its gusty winds. The canopy is arranged so that it allows the grapes to dry easily, thus avoiding fungal diseases, and light to permeate easily, thus enhancing optimal ripening of the grapes. The producer believes in organic winemaking, and this wine is made with organic grapes. Vinification: gentle processing with hand picking and ultra gentle destemming guarantee minimal fruit damage and optimum quality. In stainless tanks, accompanied by temperature-controlled fermentation. Fermentation takes place at very low temperatures, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, to achieve the brightest aromatic components. A blanket of inert gas is also used to maximize aroma and flavor potential, and that's essentially by protecting the must and wine from oxygen. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Let's get to it. This wine is clear. It is pale lemon in color. Looks to be high viscosity on the sides of the glass. Let us send it to the schnoz. This wine is clean, ladies and gentlemen. It is developing medium plus intensity aromas, starting out with, I'm going to say, lightly baked apple pie. Lime, a little bit of fresh pear, some apricot, maybe a little bit of passion fruit as well. Getting some white pepper from this, as well as jasmine and honeysuckle. All right, rounding out here with toasted bread and some hints of honey. I think that is it for the schnoz. Time to take it to the jaws. This is dry, medium in terms of the alcohol, medium plus, I would say, on the body itself, and the acid, which I expected to be a little bit higher. I'm gonna call that medium plus. And it's got this plush, kind of silky body to it that's really nice. Medium plus intensity on the flavors, medium plus, I'm gonna say, on the finish as well. So I'm gonna say that this is very good. I mean, it technically has all the pieces in place, but it's really just lacking a little bit in the concentration. I also think that, you know, like, I would like a little bit more complexity, but I think that that is on the way. And what I mean by that is, you know, you age this in bottle for another 2 to 5 years, and more of that complexity is going to come out, those tertiary characteristics that are really going to make this much more of a standout wine than it is right now. So it's got tremendous potential. It's drinking well right now, but certainly not great. But it is a good way to kick off the episode. It's a very nice wine. Let's get into our second one. This is a 2021 Kobal Roots Blaufränkisch. This is around $20, and let's go right into the terrific tech sheet they have on this. It says Appellation, Halosy Hills, Lower Styria, specifically Steyerska, Slovenia. Now, this area of Slovenia is just south of the Austrian border. Climate, continental with dry and hot summers and snowy winters. Terrain, the terrain of the entire Steyerska region is made up of steep sloped vineyards and narrow, wind-rich hill valleys. It has a diverse geological soil composition consisting mainly of sand and clay with marl in the lower layers. The vineyards are spread out over the finest wine-growing sites of Halosy Hills. Farming, organic farming, in conversion to certification. And by the way, going from organic farming and having that be the way that you do things to getting certified is a total pain in the rear end. It's really expensive. You have to be super committed. You have to go through this whole period of converting your entire vineyard to organic. So you can't just apply for the certification. There's a whole lengthy process, and like I said, certification costs are through the roof, so you gotta be all in. Okay, vinification. Hand-picked grapes were destemmed and then skin macerated for a period of 21 days. The fermentation process was spontaneous, and what that means is it began with naturally and with wild ambient yeast, as opposed to them kind of inoculating the must with a yeast strain that's like a commercial yeast strain. So this is very much in keeping with more natural and organic methods of winemaking as well. Okay, so fermentation process was spontaneous in large open oak vats. The wine matured in used brick barrels for 6 months, where it finished malolactic fermentation. After that, the wine was bottled, unfiltered, and unfined, and aged for an additional 3 months in the bottle before it was released to the market. The Venom website added this little ditty. It says, at Kobal Winery, the philosophy is simple. Minimal intervention, respect for nature, and a focus on balance, authentic, varietal expression, and drinkability. Creating wines that are pure, vibrant, and reflective of their terroir. Now, this is really important because the impact a winemaker's philosophy has on their ultimate creation and the expression in their wine cannot be overstated. So you always want to pay very close attention to that. All right, let's get into our second wine of the day. This wine is clear. I'm going to call that a pale ruby color. Medium plus viscosity on the glass there. Let us take it to El Schnazo. All right, this wine is clean. It is developing medium only on the intensity aromas, and we are kicking things off with a little bit of fresh blackberry. All right, getting some bramble notes in here as well as black cherry, and also these really nice floral notes of like fresh violets and roses. Getting some cedar and hints of prune as well as some vanilla. All right, I'm gonna round it out here with licorice and a little bit of organic earth. That is it. Let's send it to the jaws. That is dry, medium in terms of the alcohol level, medium in terms of the body of the wine itself, high acid levels, and then the tannins are kind of like a medium level, but they're like nice, kind of soft, dusty tannins. And the wine just has this beautiful, soft, kind of delicate texture to it. Medium plus on the flavors, on the concentration of the flavors themselves. So a little bit more intensity than we were getting on the schnoz is coming through on the jaws. And the finish is sticking around. So I'm going to call that a medium plus. This is incredibly elegant and well balanced and enjoyable. I'm going to put the quality level at very good because it actually needs a little bit more kind of power and oomph to it to move to an outstanding category. To me, this wine is suitable for bottle aging. The next 3 to 5 years, I think more is even going to come out. You're going to get more expression, even greater complexity, kind of like we talked about on the last wine. So this is a lovely wine. Let us bring in both wines from today and pick ourselves a winner, shall we? Which wine did you prefer? Which wine did you enjoy the most? Which did you think was a higher quality wine? All great questions to ask yourself. And what it kind of comes down to it, especially at the end of the episode, this is very much it's tied into the objective pieces, but really it's subjectively, like which wine did you feel was superior, or which wine is more drinkable, enjoyable. If you could only have one wine for the rest of your life and it had to be one of these two, which one did you pick? And I'm a little bit surprised because coming into this, just looking at the grape varieties and what I kind of knew about it ahead of time, I expected to like this Grüner a lot more. I expected this to be a much better wine, but the Blaufränkisch from Slovenia is actually very much this wine superior in my opinion. I think this is just beautiful. It's lovely. It's delicate. It's elegant. It's complex. It is so very drinkable, so pleasant, beautiful texture on this. There's nothing really angular about it or kind of like in your face that's sort of off-putting because it's so well balanced. And I just didn't feel like the Grüner lived up to that standard. So we're going to go with the Slovenian Blaufränkisch wine for today. Make sure that before you go, you hop down into the description and click on the links to the videos that I included, the supplemental videos, because again, I really do scour the internet and try and find fantastic videos that are going to give you even greater insights and help really lock the stuff in your memory as you know more about whining. I cannot wait to see you back here in the next episode. Until then, have a wonderful day.